Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today is going to be the start of something special, something we hope will be a continuous series focusing on Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40k for the time being. Now, this will be both Path to Glory and Crusade campaigns played in a one-player style. Now, the idea of these is for this particular campaign, I'm going to be taking charge of the Stormcast Eternals and running them through all the various quests that you find inside the core rulebook, the Stormcast Eternals Battle Tome, and indeed the Season of War Thondia book, and any others that come out over the course of time. This will hopefully build some narrative for our armies in the campaigns and will launch larger campaigns and larger battles based off the narrative that these Path to Glory campaigns will form. Now, with that said, how this is going to work, I'm going to run through all the missions. I'll be playing Stormcast Eternals for the entirety of this all the time, and I'm going to have some of the other guys come and join me, and they're going to be playing against me as the adversaries throughout the course of the campaign, allowing me to build up my force and my story. Now, with this as well, we're going to go into, in just a sec, I'm going to talk about the quests that I've chosen for them, go through the warriors inside and give you a little bit of narrative inside the force as well, taking a look at all the models that we're going to be using. At the start of each one and at the end of each mission, we'll go through what's new, what's, the result is, and we'll show you, obviously, a battle report taking you through the missions. In this one, I'm going to be playing a mission called Sudden Assault, which is the first mission in the Path to Glory Battle Pack from the core rulebook. And I'm going to be playing the first quest, so I'm going to be doing Search for the Artifact, which I'm going to be searching for an arcane tome. We'll get into that in just a second though. And here we have the members of the Defenders of Sigmar Stormhost setting out across the mortal realms in order to gather the artifacts that are required to complete the ritual in order to bind the power of the mighty Kronspines to the power of order. Let's go through and check out all the members of this quest. And this is Lady Menandra, the Untempered. She's a knight incantor, a veteran mage of the Sacrosanct Chamber. With her powerful voice, she summons furious tempests and howling gales and vicious lightning to unleash against the foe, wielding potent artifacts to nullify enemy sorceries in the meantime. She is attempting to search the realm of Gur for the means with magical artifacts and powers to control the Kronspines that are causing menace across the mortal realms. Her companion Gargamon Arellum, the Knight Questor, is tasked with accompanying her on this epic quest across the realm of Gur. Sigmar himself has dictated that this mission be completed, and this hero will travel any distance and brave any danger to see the task of both him and Lady Menandra done. He will meet every challenge head on and challenge every foe he can across the breadth of the realms. Lady Menandra's personal retinue, the Evocators, led by Boris Redclaw, the prime of the unit, have set out alongside her to help her complete her quest. Joining the heroes on their quest are the Liberators of Havkor the Unbroken. These Liberators are the members of the former squad of Gargamon before he was elevated to the ranks of Knight Questor. And so here is our army list to begin the campaign. Now, we're playing in Stormcast Eternals. This does mean that we get to choose the Tenant and the Gladiatorium. We effectively get to make our own Stormhost. So we've chosen two different tenants from two of the three different lists. The first one is Tenant of the Shield Celestial Radiance. This means we're going to have a 6-up ward save army-wide. The second one is going to be Tenant of the Tempest, the Eye of the Storm. Enemy units cannot retreat while they're within 3 inch of our units. All pretty solid abilities. Now, we're going to be from the mortal realm Gur because that's sort of where this is all taking place in our campaign. And our current quest, as mentioned, is going to be search for the artifact, the Arcane Tome. We've got a triumph that we have in case we ever need it in any of the scenarios we're playing, and this will be inspired. Now, our leaders, we've got Lady Menandra, the Untempered, our Knight Incantor. She is our general. She's got the command trait Envoy of the Heavens from the Stormcast Eternals Battle Tome, and Spell Chain Lightning, once again, from the Stormcast Eternals Battle Tome. Gargamon Arellum is our Knight Questor, and he has the artifact of the Blade of Heroes from the Stormcast Eternals Battle Tome as well. Now, battle line, we've got Halfcore the Unbroken's Liberators. There's 5 Liberators in his unit with heaven-wrought weapons and shields, and 2 of them, including Halfcore himself, have grand weapons. And then we've got Boris Redclaw's Evocators with 5 Evocators, no Grand Staves in the unit. And we have a core battalion battle regiment that we can use whenever we want to as well. Before we get into today's video, we'd like to give a special thanks to our channel sponsors. First of all, to Mithras Games, who provides us with all our amazing game mats for the channel. Terrainheim, who provides us with MDF terrain and the amazing trackers you see in games like Warhammer Age of Sigmar on the channel. The Dice Guy for supplying us with amazing dice, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain for supplying us with fantastic 3D printed terrain at an affordable price. Thank you all for your support on the channel. If you'd like to go and have a look at any of these companies, we'll leave links to all 4 of them down in the description of the video. And so we are all deployed on the table with our Stormcast Eternals, the Defenders of Azir. So we have Menandra down here, along with her Evocators led by Boris Redclaw. And then we have over here the Liberators of Halkor the Unbroken, with the Knight Quester Gargamon Arellum next to them as well. Facing off against them, we have the Gloomspite Gits. So we've got Boingrot Bounders, Rockgut Troggoths, lots of Grots in the middle, and a Loon Boss defending the Loon Shrine, potentially keeping the Arcane Tome out of our reach. And so game-wise, we're going to give the Gloomspite Gits the first turn. As the attackers, we can choose who has the first turn. So giving it to the Gloomspite Gits, I generate 3 CP at the beginning of the game. You're going to get your 2, but you get +1 because you're a general. The Loon Boss is under the light of Bad Moon. So with that, hero phase non-existent other than a heroic action. So he's going to try and generate a CP on a 4+ with heroic leadership. He does, so he's got heroic leadership for the turn. And so with that done, it is onto the movement phase. So we'll come back after all the Grots have moved. Alright, so movement all done for the Grots. The Shooters, Trogs and Squigs all move up along with the Loon Boss moving forward as well. So now into the shooting phase. Alright, so the shooters are going to begin by shooting the Liberators. You're needing 5s to hit, I believe. 5s to hit. And then 5 pluses 2 wound. So we'll end up with 4 wounds on the Liberators. So we have a 3+ save, which we save them all. And then the Trogs are going to throw boulders, so there's 3 of them, so 3 or less to hit. Hits D3 mortal wounds to the Evocators for 3. Thanks to my sub-faction choice, I have a 6+ ward save. So 6s. One of them not in. So save 2, fail 1. That will put 2 wounds on the Evocator. And so 2 wounds on the Evocator. With that, that's the end of shooting. So we go into charges. You've declared no charges for the turn. You do have a couple of units in range, but you're not declaring the charges yet. The Grot's quite happy to hold their little fortress for the time being. So with that, it's going to go into the Stormcast Eternals turn 1. And so with that, we're going to go into some magic. So the Evocators are going to cast Empower on themselves. That'll go off on a 7. You've got no Wizard's Dispel, so that's just going to go off. So Chain Lightning is out of range, unfortunately, with the Incantor, so she's just going to go with a Mystic Shield, which goes off on an 8, so we're going to put Mystic Shield on the Evocators. And so with Mirandra having cast her spell and the Evocators having got their spell on them from Boris, we're going to go into movement. We'll come back after all the Stormcast have moved. Alright, so movement all done. We've moved all of the army up. So now we're going to go into some charges because we don't have a shooting phase. So we're going to start with Boris Redclaw and his Evocators. They're going to attempt to charge. So they got a 6. We'll then go with some charges over here. So we're going to go with Gargamon charging first, the Knight Questor. That's a 7. So 7 won't quite make it, so we're going to go a reroll. We need a 9 to get in there. 8, not quite. So we'll then charge the Liberators in instead. Charging in Halfcore's unit. 6, that's not going to see him in, and we don't have any more CP to use because we've already used that command this turn. So it's going to go straight into combat, so we can start with the Evocators. Alright, so the evocators are going to attack. We've got 4 of them in, Boris included. So they're going to use all-out attack for +1 to hit. You're using all-out defense on the squeaks. So I'm going to be 2s and 2s now because I've also got +1 to wound. So 2s to hit. Just 1 miss, wow. And we will be 2s to wound now. Few failed wounds there. I believe it's 5, 10, 11, 12. So 4 up on your base save because you've got all that defense but negated by my rend 1. So 4 up saves. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. So that's 3 dead squiggies. And so now we've got the Celestial Lightning Arc ability. 10 dice for the 5 evocators. On the wounds of 4 up will be mortals. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the rest of the squigs dead. Evocators. Good job, Boris. And so, that is the end of the battle round. No battle shock to take because there's been no models slain on my end and you've just had a whole unit wiped. So, we're both controlling 2 table quarters now. I've got this one more models in. You've got more models in this one. Sorry, I've got more models in this one, and you've got more models in the back too, so it's going to be 2 points to each of us at the end of round 1. So, it's now priority for turn 2. So, Stormcast, got a 3. Gits, got a 4, so Gits are going to get to choose who has the turn. Gits are going to take the turn. And so, heroic actions for the turn. You're going to go with heroic leadership on the Loon Boss again. He does not get it this turn. I'm going to go heroic leadership on Mernandra. She gets it for the turn. So Mernandra has that. And with that, it's now into movement. So go for the movement for the Grots. Alright, so in the movement phase, you've moved your Trogs forward. I will then do a redeploy on Mernandra. So just had to reshuffle the Trogs, but Mernandra is going to redeploy, so D6 inches. 2 inches. And so we have the Loon Boss leading his Grots out for the charge. The Trogs obviously move forward as you saw. Shooters are going to stay where they are. So we're going to go into shooting now. So who is shooting first? Grots, so the 20 of them into the Liberators again.
Yep.
Cool, into Halcor's squad again. And so shooters into the Liberators led by Halcor. So needing 5s. Do you wish to use all-out attack potentially? Yep, using all-out attack, so this will be 4s to hit. I actually think he rolled worse than hitting on 4s than he did with hitting on 5s last turn. Either way, wounding on 5s. That's better. That is slightly better than what you did last time. So I've got a 3-up save on the Liberators. So I failed 1. That needs a 6-up ward now. Which I pass. Do nothing to the Liberators again. They apparently do not care for arrows targeting them. So the Trolls are going to throw rocks at the Evocators again. 1 to 3 and you hit them. That's a 6, so unfortunately your rock misses this turn. So, that's shooting done. Charges, if you have any. Alright, so Trolls are going to charge. Let's see what they get first, because this really depends where they're going to go. They get a 7, so they can go into either target they want. So they're going to go into Mernandra. And so the Grots charging first.
Yep.
Yep. The Stabbers are charging with an 8. And so Grots have charged into the Evocators like there. This is what it looks like after charges. So combat, who's going to attack first?
Before that.
Beginning of the combat phase, we're going to use a command first. Use his command. He gives us stab and good, which will give the mortal wound buff to the Grots. But then go into your first combat, which will be the Trogs. I'm immediately going to spend heroic leadership for all that defense here. So let's go with fighting. So Trogs going to hit. They're needing 3s, correct?
Yep.
That's 1s and 2s. I like that. And 3s to wound. More 1s and 2s. I like that. So this is 2. So you're pretty much at -1 because I've got all out attack. So these will be on a 4-up save on Menandra. She saves 1, and then 3 6-up wards. She saves 1, so she takes 2. So we're then going to go all-out attack here with the Evocators after piling in. You're doing all-out defense, so Boris and his Evocators are going to be 2s and 2s, and they're all in combat this time. So hopefully we can wipe some grots off the table. Alright, so Boris and his warriors, we are hitting on 2s thanks to all-out attack. It's only a couple of misses, I like that. And then we're wounding on 2s. So wounding on 2s. So, thanks to our empower. So it's 5, 10, 15 wounds on the grots. Alright, so because he does have the unit size correct of 15 models or more, and you've used all that defense, you're ignoring my point of rend as well with your bonus there. So you got a 5-up save on the grots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dead grots. And then we've got our Celestial Lightning Arc attacks, so 4-ups to do mortals. 1, 2, 3, 4 more grots die. And so the 9 remaining brave grots are going to attack Boris and his Evocators back, hitting on 5s with stabbers, spears. So that will be 3 hits. And then needing 5s to wound, because you're no longer a backstabbing mob. So that'll be 1 wound. Evocators currently have a 3-up save thanks to all-out, thanks to the Mystic Shield from Menandra, which fails. So that means 1 Evocator is going to go down. We've got 3 dice then, 6s, he explodes. No exploding. So Menandra has 3 attacks. She is hitting on 3s. Nothing. Apparently she's all focusing on her defense of not getting clubbed to death by trolls. And so, you're spending a command point at the end to keep the grots in the fight there. And that will be the end of the turn for you. So, over to Stormcast, turn 2. Alright, so, heroic action for the turn. I'm going to go Finest Hour on Menandra for +1 wound, +1 save. What are you going to do with your Loon Boss? Yeah, he's going to use Heroic Leadership, so on a 4+, he gets it. So he's got Heroic Leadership again for a free CP for him. So, Magic. Magic-wise, Menandra is going to go with Chain Lightning. So, can she get it off? She can on a 9, that'll do it. So, going to do D3 mortal wounds to the Trogs to begin with. For 1, they have a 5-up ward save, so a 5-up ward on the Trogs. No, so they take a wound. And so, rolling for the Grots, which are also within 6 inch on a 3+. No, so no extra from Chain Lightning. The Evocators will then use Empower on themselves as well, which goes off, so that's +1 wound on the Evocators. And so with that all done, Menandra and Boris having cast their spells, we're going to go into movement. I'll come back after it's all done. And so that's the end of movement, so we're going to go into charges. So we're going to go with the Liberators first, charging. With a 7, so they're definitely in. And then Gargamon is going to charge as well. We'll see what it gets. Ooh, an 8. Alright, so using Unleash Hell with the shooters, you -1 to hit, so 6 hit. 2 hits. And 5s to wound. 2 wounds though. So, Knight Questor, he's going to have a 3+ save. Saves both. And so, grain weapons to begin with. 5 attacks with the grain weapons. We are going to go all out attack on the Liberators here. So we're going to be 2s to hit. And then we're going to be 2s to wound. So that is 3. 6+ saves to begin with. None, so it turns into 6 damage, so 6 5-up wards. Five-up wards on the Trogs. Pass none, so it's going to kill 2 Trogs.
Pass 1.
Pass 1, how many wounds are they each?
4.
4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the other Liberators hitting on 2s with their Stormwrought weapons. All hit. Wounding on 4s though. So that is 4. 6 up saves again because range 1. Pass 2 of them, and then 2 5-up wards now. Just damage 1 on these, so 2 5-up wards. Pass them both as well. Nice. So both Trogs are still going to try and get Menandra. So they're using all-out attack. So 4 attacks from the Trogs, 2s to hit. And there's a 1, that's what I like to see, and 3s to wound. Love it. So I'm completely ignoring your rend with my 2 bonuses, so I want a 3-up save. I fail it. There's damage 3, correct?
Yep.
So 6-up wards. No. So you've got 1. And so Evocators attacking the Grots. They are only hitting on 3s this turn because no all-out attack. Immediately that makes a significant difference. The amount of 2s I just rolled. But 2s to wound still. So that'll be 5. So you're not getting your backstabbing mob bonus. This is going to be -1. You don't have an all-out defense. Unless you wish to use your last CP.
No.
So that's just going to kill that many. So 5 just die. And so the Celestial Lightning Arc, there's 3 more Grots to kill for Boris. Which they do. The Celestial Lightning Arc wipes out the rest of the unit. So 9 shooters going into Gargamon. So hitting on 5s. And got 2 hits. And wounding on 5s. 1 wound. Gargamon has a 3-up armor save, which he saves. 6s like a boss. So Gargamon hitting back. He is 3s to hit. 6s do 2 mortal wounds. So that's just 2 mortals. And then 3s to wounds. Nothing, so he just kills 2 Grots. Not that great at slaying Grots, apparently. So then we have Mamandra. So she is hitting on 3s. 2 hits, but she is wounding on 2s now, thanks to Finest Hour. Both wounds. So these are going to be round -1, so 6-up saves. 2 of them. Nope, so they're 2d3 damage, I believe. So just 2 damage now. 4 5-up wards. 2 more, so that's going to kill another Trog.
You said 5.
And so just 1 wound, sorry, on the Trog, so that leaves 2 of them alive. You're going to have to spend a CP to keep those Trogs in the fight if you want them there.
Yep.
So that's your last CP gone. I don't have any I need to spend, so end of the battle round. I have more models still in 2 table quarters. You have more models in 2 as well, so we're both getting an extra 2 victory points.
Okay,
so priority for the next round. Stormcast got a 1. You got a 5. Taking it.
Yep.
Cool. And so Loon Boss is going to use Finest Hour. Menandra is going to try and get a command point, which she does. So she's got heroic leadership. And then go into movement. I'll come back after that's done, which is just your Loon Boss. Shooting wise, the Grots can shoot at Gargamon. So you've got your shooters to shoot there. And so 5s to hit into Gargamon. That. And 5s to wound. Now with 2. So I've got a 3-up save on Gargamon here. Passes 1, fails 1, so 6-up ward. Saves it. He ain't fallen to arrows. Alright, so shooting's all done. So charges, your Loon Boss is going to attempt to be brave. He's making the charge. And is he going to fight first before he dies?
Yeah.
So Loon Boss is doing all-out attack on himself as well. So he's going to be 2s and 2s, thanks to Finest Hour. So 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. All hit. Wounding on 2s. All wounds. So this is 3 armor saves. -1, I believe, on him.
Rend 1, yep.
So 5-up saves on the Evocators, which they pass all 3 of them.
Damage D3.
Alright, so the Liberators are attacking the Trolls next. So we are hitting on 2s thanks to all-out attack. And wounding on 3s. Wow, we got them all through. So this is 5 6-up saves to begin with. Past 1, so that turns into 8 damage. So 8 5-up wards required. Yep. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last wound on the other that kills them both. She survives. So the shooters into Gargamon will need 5s to hit. Nothing. So we'll go with Gargamon back at them. So he is hitting on 3s. Just 2. And 3s. So he just kills 4 because his ren goes straight through those ones. And so Boris steps forward, ready to slay the Loon Boss. So we are hitting on 3s. And wounding on 2s thanks to Empower. So there's 5 armor saves that the Loon Boss is going to have to make at -1. 5 6+ saves on him. 5-up save, sorry, because it does have finest hour. So 5 5-up saves. Passes 1, takes 4 wounds. I think that actually kills him, doesn't it? No, he's got 5 wounds. So now Celestial Lightning Arc potentially kills him though. So the Celestial Lightning Arc, 4s to do mortal wounds. We just need a 4-up and he dies. And there's like 5. He is obliterated by the lightning rift around Boris Redclaw. And so now it is the Stormcast turn 3, so heroic action, we're going to heal her. So heroic recovery, she passes, so she heals D3 for 3. She now has only taken 1. Where is the number that I want? It's on the other side. And then we're going to go into movement. Sorry, magic first. She's going to cast, I guess, Mystic Shield on the Evocators. Goes off. And the Evocators will empower themselves. Goes off as well. And so, for everyone's note, we've ran the 2 units here, moved up Boris and his Evocators. And so now we're going to charge with Boris. Which will be 2d6. That's 11, that's getting them in. And so Boris and his Evocators, they're going to all-out attack. So 2s to hit. And 2s to wound, thanks to Empower. These insta-kill you, so 4, 5, 10, 12 of them just die. I think that's most of them. There's 2 left, so Celestial Lightning Arcs then. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 4-ups here, and we wipe. And yeah, they're all gone. Boris and his Evocators are clearing the battlefield of Grots. Now that's the end of my turn. We should mention as well, Stephen did roll at the end of his turn for the Loon Shrine, and unfortunately got nothing. So we're going to go in priority for turn 4, because you could bring more Grots onto the table. 6, 5, you're going to get the turn, so literally your turn happens on a 4+, you can try and bring a Grot unit back. You do, 10 Grots get to appear within your Loon Shrine for me to kill. So the Grots come out like that. I don't know why they've chosen to come out now, but we're going to go into our hero phase. We're going to do heroic healing on her again. Heroic recovery, she doesn't get it this time with a 9. I don't think that does for a Knight Incantor. No, she's bravery 8. So fails. And then we go into the rest of magic. She's going to put Mystic Shield on her Liberator friends there. She fails to do so. She's a bit tired. She did fight off a bunch of Troggoths. And then Boris and his Evocators Empower will fail as well. They've worn themselves out fighting through all the Grots, I think. But we'll go into movement now. And so the Stormcast are moving up. We're going to clear out the rest of those grots. Boris and his goblin slayers are going to charge. With a 7, they're in. And so Boris Redclaw and his evocators, we are hitting on 2s thanks to all-out attack. Quite a few ones there. There's 5 of them. Wow. Okay. Fine. Whatever. And 2s to wound thanks to empower though. And these, because you're only 10 models, will insta kill. No, you got all-out. Yeah, you can all-out defense. So you got a 6-up save on these. So that's 5, 11. So you need to pass 2 6-up saves out of 11 dice to have it do the live. Then I've still got Celestial Lightning Arc after that. And so Celestial Lightning Arc. So you only pass 1, so that means 10 wounds still. That wipes the unit. And so now we go into priority for turn 5. At this point, we're not bothering to count victory points because it's pretty clear what's happening in that respect. But priority for the last turn, I got a 4. You got a 5, so you get to pick who has the turn, so you can potentially try and screw me out of getting renown on some of the units by going second. Alright, he went second because potentially I had to make sure I moved my models correctly, or it could bring goblins back and stop me getting renown, but the Stormcast Eternals of the Defenders of Azir do clear the goblins out. Now we're going to go and we're going to work out our resolving of the Battle for the Path to Glory roster. And so that is the battle done. Now, we played Sudden Assault as mentioned, and the enemy was Glimpsed by Gits. We're going to take a count of how many enemies we play, what, enemy sort of pops up the most. For glory gained, we gained another 5 points for taking part in the battle and another 3 for getting a major victory in this battle, taking us to a grand total of 13, including the 5 glory points we start with. There are no casualties or injuries to report in this battle, and renown-wise, everyone gained 2, except for Boris Redclaw, who was our chosen warrior for the game. I think it's well-deserved for the evocators, and they gained an extra D6 renown, totaling in 4, to give them 6 renown total. This in turn put them up to veteran status 1, and they took the refuse to fail veteran ability, where they can fight when they die once per game. Questlog wise, we've gained 2 quest points out of the 3 needed, and then we spend some glory. We've spent 4 for an additional Praetor unit, which we'll talk about at the start of next game, and 5 glory for reinforcing the Liberators of Halvcore the Unbroken. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, come and join our Discord and join in the conversation there. We chat all things wargaming and other things besides as well. If you'd like to do that, you can come join via the descriptions linked to the server. Now, also linked down in the video's description is the best ways to support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, or indeed grabbing some merch from our merch stores on either Teespring or on Ko-fi. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So, thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Aaron DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch. And a special thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel as well. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you all to everyone for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.